Yes, I'm Mike Line. I live at 6 Micmac Lane. And as Sandy said, I'm the chair of the Recreation Commission. Thank you, Councilors King and Updegraff and Watson, for inviting the Recreation Commission to come and tell people about who we are and what we do. And thank you for doing the same for all the other volunteer committees in the community. We're a 5-member commission. We meet on the third Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. here in council chambers, unless there's something more important going on, and then we get bumped to room 206 upstairs. Our charge is lengthy, actually, in the ordinance for anyone who chooses to go in and read it. It's about a 7-bullet charge, and I'm actually going to read it. Sorry about that, but it's important to the point that needs to be made. The charge is to review programs and formulate policies related to public recreation in the town of Brunswick, to promote, enhance, protect recreational opportunities in Brunswick in order to maintain and further develop the quality of life and objectives set forth in the comprehensive plan. Set forth policies and procedures for all programs operated and administered by the Brunswick Parks and Recreation Department. Supervise all recreational activities conducted by the department on all property owned by or under the control of the town, or on property not owned or under the control of the town. Communicate with other recreational user groups to coordinate assistance, training, and use of facilities to collectively support extended recreational activities within Brunswick. Develop and appropriate a plan of maintenance based on an annual budget and CIP projections for the proper maintenance of the Recreation Department's buildings and for any other recreational structures or facilities placed under its jurisdiction by the town council, and assist in the development of an annual budget. And I read all of that because honestly, I don't think the commission does all that. I really don't. I think the charge makes it sound like we take more of an active role in the management of the department than we actually do. I feel like we operate more as a commission of consultants than a committee of managers. We have an amazing staff at the rec department with over 100 years of cumulative experience, an award-winning department. I doubt there's another town rec department in the state with as much experience and that offers as much. So we really don't feel like the department needs much oversight per se. The commission's role is less about management and oversight and more about providing feedback from the eyes of the community, supporting staff as a sounding board, and taking early action on issues that eventually make it to this council. But make no mistake, staff does all of the heavy lifting for the rec commission. Some recent projects of note to make that point, the opening of the new fitness center with best-in-class strength training and cardio equipment, the opening of the Welcome Center serving as a centralized resource for immigrants arriving in Brunswick, the completion of mountain bike trails at Cape Furbish East in cooperation with New England Mountain Bike Association. And some future plans of note are the acquisition and future plans for the main gravel services site, the acquisition of future plans of Merry Meeting Park, the planning, design, permitting of the Mark, collaborating on the Androscoggin River Walk, and planning for a daycare center at the Recreation Center. We do, I think the mission from your committee was to ask us to revisit our charge, which is a great exercise, I think. You heard how lengthy ours is. At one point, I think the commission had more of an oversight role, and I think we have a department that's so experienced now that maybe we do need to change the charge, and we'll be looking at that this year. Another question we'll ask ourselves is, why are we a commission and not a committee? Someone on the council may know. I certainly don't. We're planning to address our meeting time to make sure it's as most convenient for all, including staff. And we do want to look at the makeup, our members, our age mix, just to make sure all groups get the representation they deserve. And finally, who are we on the commission? Our newest member is Adam Caron. He's a gym rat who plays men's hoops up there 3 or 4 days a week. He grew up in town. He participated in rec department activities. He's worked for the rec department, and now he's raising his family here. Emily Schmidt-Howell is a boomerang, as a new term that people like to use. She grew up here. She moved away with her husband as a Marine, has had an active Marine career and has lived all over the country and has vast experience in many communities and has seen many recreation departments and brings a wealth of knowledge, just that national perspective to our committee. We have the Bowdoin women's soccer coach, Breon Smithson, who brings an elite level experience to our group. And Will Wilkoff, we have a retired physician who probably took care of half the people in this room. He raised his family here with a huge love of team sports and the outdoors, and now gets to watch his grandchildren, Brunswick grandchildren, on the field and on the ice. And then me, you get a put out to pasture youth coach who wishes he could turn back the clock 15 years to watch his kids grow up here again in the Brunswick Recreation Department. So we have fun, we all get along, and we try to bring value to our great Parks and Rec staff. We certainly know for a fact that their works create great value for this community, both socially and economically.